Oh, hello! It's been a while, but it's good to be back. And today I'm reading sad news from New York. Mainly the death of the right to repair bill. What is this? Well, there was a bill that was going through in New York, and it would basically compel manufacturers that make electronic devices to provide the schematics, the basic information as to how they work, and make spare parts available to repair them. Who do you think came out of the woodwork to attack that bill? Oh, yeah, right at the front is the fruit empire themselves, Apple. Oh, they don't want anybody repairing their stuff. Absolutely not. No, you got to go to some genius who 9 times out of 10 is a moron anyways. At least that's been my experience. You talk to those guys, they don't know anything. They're just like regurgitating whatever Apple indoctrinated them to. And the stuff that they sell is all garbage and it breaks. But yeah, Apple did not want anyone to know how their devices are put together as if it's a secret. Oh yeah, because nobody else on the planet makes electronics. Wrong. In fact, in most cases, the Apple stuff is just off-the-shelf stuff they've cobbled together and put in a pretty package. But, they don't want you to look inside and it's like, this is all crap. I could put this together for cheaper. That's the realization that they don't want generally to come available. But, anybody who's got like a regular PC is like, look, it's the same Intel chips. I mean, there's nothing fantabulous about these, Macs. Oh, look, it's running an operating system that just works. Well, yeah, it's great when you control the manufacturing and you write the drivers and you can guarantee what it runs on. It's easy to make it work. When there's a choice, when you have to get the drivers to work with a disparate, who knows what, it's a little bit more of a challenge, but you have the choice. And as a result, things are cheaper. I mean, I can build computers for $150 brand new. And that doesn't count the monitor and the keyboard, of course, but not very expensive. You'll never see those kinds of prices come from Apple. And they just mark everything up. Well, anyways, Apple, and they weren't the only ones. There were other companies that did not want to, but Apple most notably was at the forefront. Oh, yes, absolutely. Because otherwise, everyone would go buy their stuff in New York if that passed. Everyone would get their repair work done in New York if that passed. Oh, they couldn't have that. They absolutely couldn't have that. So, more electronics will end up in landfills that are probably repairable because of greed. That's all it is. Most of the electronics that break, it's usually, some little capacitor, some little circuit. It's usually something that's repairable for a few dollars here and there. Yeah, it takes a little bit of effort, but for that little effort, you might save potentially hundreds or thousands, depending on the device. It's worth it. In many cases, it's absolutely worth it. I just don't have any respect for companies whose sole focus is how do I rip off my consumers? And you can kind of tell, they, let's say, you bought a phone from us? Nah, you don't need to be able to replace the battery or the screen or, heck, why even bother fixing it at all? Just buy another one. Yeah, that's it. Sound familiar? I'm not a big fan of Apple products for that exact reason. I prefer generic. Generic is better for me. It's better for my wallet. And I'm able to do all these great things, and I don't do any of them on any Apple devices at all. Nope. Not a single one. Matter of fact, by the way, Apple, if you're watching, that's what I think. Oh well, it's sad to see this bill get defeated because I really think people should have the choice to be able to open up their own stuff. I mean, one good example, and sad that things are like this are happening. People were getting their iPhones, for example, fixed at a non-authorized Apple center. And when Apple figured this out, they came out with a little update for their software. And the update bricked the phones. The infamous Error 53. Of course, if you call to ask for help with it, well, that error is a code to the Apple people. Oh, I'm not going to help you. Your only hope is to buy another one. That's what you get for going to a non-Apple service center. They like to punish you. And they did it to a lot of people to the point that there was a class action lawsuit. So this is not like some crazy cat's conspiracy theory. I mean, this kind of customer hostility, towards customers exists. How nasty is it to say, oh, yeah, you bought my uber expensive phone. Oh, but you didn't give me the repair bill for that little button, and you spent $20 someplace. You know what? The heck with it. I'm going to smash your phone from afar. Yeah, I mean, that's just evil. That's just wicked. To just, there are people. In fact, I'll link an article. There was a reporter, and he's off abroad in some little country. He drops his phone, has a little minor damage, gets it fixed. They do a good job. Everything works. He has it for another 10 months. So there's nothing wrong with this phone. Then he comes back to quote-unquote civilization. He gets the latest software update from Apple. It's like, whoa, you took this to a software center, did you? Error 53, dumbass. And, well, pretty much it. Not only did the phone brick itself, but it destroyed all of his data. He takes it into Apple. He's like, can I at least have my information off of it if I'm going to have to buy another phone? They're like, nope, all gone. And yet, if I understand this article correctly, he actually bought another one. Well, look, buddy, if Apple kicked you in the nuts like that and stole all your data and smashed it, and you still buy another iPhone, you might as well just say, thank you, sir, may I have another? Yeah. Vote with your dollars. If companies mistreat you like this, if they take your money and spit on you and smash your stuff, and, I mean, it's one thing if you make a shoddy product, which Apple does, from what I've seen of repair videos. In fact, there's a really great guy in New York whose channel I absolutely recommend, and he was passionately arguing in favor of the right to repair bill. Sadly, like I said, it was squashed and never even made it to the floor to be voted upon. Evil lobbyists. And his name is Louis Rossmann. And if you watch his channel here on YouTube, which there's a link in the description, and I'll even link it in the comments, his video where he was trying to argue in favor of this bill, I mean, you look inside the components and you're like, wow, this is what we're buying for all this money? The best thing I think I learned off of his channel is not to buy Apple products. He fixes them. He does a very good job of it, but man, the problems with these things, I don't want to deal with them. And it's terrible that Apple has to go out of their way, all right, maybe this is kind of like a vicious comparison, but it's kind of like, I'm going to get in trouble for this, but when you see a bill designed to protect children from sexual predators and a church lobbies against it, yeah, you know what goes on in that church. Well, if a repair bill goes forward to protect consumers, so that they can repair their devices and preserve their investment, and a technology company comes to lobby against that, yeah, they just want you to buy new crap every year. Because reasons. Well, no, the reason is greed. Lots and lots and lots of greed, because we love money and we want to bathe in your money, and you keep buying our stuff even though we keep kicking you in the nuts. Don't buy that junk, people. If companies treat you badly, buy something else. And so that's my rant for today. The right to repair bill is dead, at least for this year. They can propose it next year. Maybe it'll get to the floor and actually get a vote. Lobbyists should not be allowed to do these evil things. It's just wrong. This should be a free country, and it doesn't seem like it is. The Digital Millennium Copyright Act isn't protecting people from having their copyrighted work stolen. It's protecting companies from allowing you to service the stuff that you paid for. Trying to take the ownership rights away from you to where instead of being your device, it's just kind of leased. You have a software license agreement, but they stick it in hardware and then claim, oh, you're violating our intellectual property if you fix it yourself. You have to bend over and take it from us. It's just wrong. Don't buy this crap. By the way, Apple,